Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have how to contour your face. I feel like I have not done a full in-depth talk through type of video like this in a while. I think my last how to contour video was like 2 to 3 years ago, which your girl has definitely revamped some things. I figured I would share it with you guys. I think it's perfect for summer because it is basically all cream based. A few powder products, obviously. And I think it is perfect for beginners as well because it is super simple. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this video. If you wanna see how to contour your face, let's go ahead and jump right on in. All right, so concealer that I'm gonna be using today is by e.l.f. This is the Camo Concealer, and it's the hydrating version. You can use the original, which is more of a matte finish, like natural matte, or you can use the hydrating, which I personally recommend and prefer for myself just because it's not going to be so drying under there. I'm gonna go in with this first shade, which is medium sand, and then I'll also be going in with a light beige as well. So I'm gonna start off with the darker one, which is medium sand, and I'm going to apply this straight under here, keeping the darker one really in this area where I have the darkness appearing. If you look down, that's where you're really going to see the darkness. I'm just gonna do that and bring it in a little bit. And when it comes to concealing the skin, you wanna go 1 to 2 shades lighter than your foundation. And then when it comes to contouring, you wanna go 1 to 2 shades from your foundation. But then I will go in with the shade light beige, which it doesn't have to be these concealers, by the way. These are just the ones that I personally like. So I'm going to take the lightest color and keep it right here and bring it inwards. So I will keep it more towards the intersection of the nose. I will also take a little bit here. This is a new technique that I have been doing, but I really, really love it. It gives more of like a foxy kind of appearance and really snatch-like. So I'll just apply a little bit here and a little here. Take a little bit more of that deeper one, which is medium sand, and apply a little bit more here. Tiny bit here. Any blemishes you have, you can use that one. Try to not use a brightening concealer on a blemish because that will just emphasize it that much more and not really cover it at all. So keep the blemish concealer more towards your skin tone. Now I will just kind of pat in this concealer just so it's all kind of meshed into one before I go in and blend it in with a sponge. I do like to go in and blend mine with a sponge, but I'm just kind of showing you like placement right now. And then for the bridge of the nose, I will go in with that lighter concealer and just do a tiny bit. We are going to draw out and map out our contour, which is mainly what this whole video was about, but because you do both of them kind of hand in hand, I just wanted to show you that this is what I like to do before I go in with any contour. So we are gonna be using a cream product today, like I mentioned. This one is my absolute favorite. I've been using it for a while and I literally love it. It's the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzing Stick, and this is in the shade Baked. So I love the blendability of it. It is super soft and creamy, melts right into your skin, literally like it is your skin that has a really nice sun-kissed glow, but still contoured and chiseled, if that makes any sense. So I am obsessed with it. I like to use this in both ways using a sponge and then also a brush. So I'm going to start off with a brush. I'm going to be starting a little bit higher. You can keep it right here, but do not go any lower than right here. So basically, anything past this point is just defeating the whole purpose of contouring. So you do want to keep it from your ear going in this direction. But for me, I will go a little bit higher up. So it's going to start right here. And I'm just going to kind of stipple that. And actually, I will draw it on for you so you can really see what I am talking about. So I will keep it right here. And then same thing on this side. So as you can see, it's just a little bit above my ear. I could keep it here, but I feel like for my face shape in particular, I like it when it's a little bit higher. So that's where it's going to sit. I'm going to put a little bit on the temple. I'm going to apply a little bit right here as well. Not too much on the forehead. Then I'm going to put it on the sides of the nose as well and the jawline. And when I bring this in, I do bring it into about this area. And you'll see when I go in and blend this product out, I always blend in an upwards motion. I'm never going to be dragging or bringing it anywhere lower than where I placed it. I'm gonna now go in and blend out the concealer, and it has been sitting on my skin for quite a bit. Now, this is up to you. I personally like when I leave it on for a little bit longer because it really has a chance to stick to the skin, and exactly where you placed it is where the highlight and conceal spots are gonna be. but you don't have to like leave it on this long or anything, but also for the purpose of me showing you the contour, that's why it's sitting on the skin a little longer than usual. I'm gonna take the sponge by e.l.f. It is their camo sponge, perfect for concealing, and I'm going to start blending this in. Now I'm blending it in, keeping it in the exact area that I placed it. And I probably went over this like so many times in actual tutorials, but I feel like doing a full dedicated video to this, especially if you're a beginner, is a lot more helpful than watching a tutorial where I speed it up. So that's why I'm creating this today for you. So I hope you guys like it, but I know it's kind of repetitive to like my normal tutorials. So I'm just gonna keep on blending this in patting motions. We're never dragging. Just by me doing that, you can even see on the side of my nose it looking a little bit more snatch-like. So keeping it just like so, blending it. And I like to start off blending the concealer first. You can always go back in with your sponge that you have your foundation on or your brush and kind of blend right on top of that so it's even and there's no harshness or like a spot or anything. You can always just reblend with that. Don't be shy to use that. For the nose, I just lightly tap onto that concealer. So I'm gonna start with my brush and I'm just going to start tapping on top of it lightly, just to ensure that we have that like contour being defined in that area. And then I will start blending it upwards like that. It's going to mesh really easily into the concealer that we placed down, and that's exactly what we want. Go right from that line and blend up and blend in. And then same thing with that. You can of course use a sponge for this. I like using the brush and then going in with the sponge. It's just a personal kind of thing. So I will go in with my sponge and blend on top of that. The jaw area, you never really want to blend this down into the neck so much because then it's really not carving out anything. It's just applying a darker color. So keeping it really where we essentially placed it, patting and blending outwards and up just a little bit will give that uplifted effect. So I'm going to add a little bit more towards the back right here. And by doing that, it is becoming pretty snatched and a little bit slender as we go. When it comes to the nose, I will use the same product, but I will use a different brush. This one's by Sigma and it's just a 3D brush. Super easy to get in the nose area. So I will go ahead and do so like that. Contouring the nose is always a little bit tricky. I always say to draw the lines a little bit more inward. So what I like to do at the top, I like to bring in the remaining into the brow area. I did see this little trick all over Instagram, but I was kind of taught this in makeup school as well years ago. So, I mean, I think it's like a trend right now, but I have been like taught how to do that. So you just go like that and then you go in here, just connecting it into the beginning of the brow, right into this bone. And it instantly gives the appearance of a slender nose. Now everyone's nose is different, so based off that is how much you're gonna bring it down. And remember to blend the sides. Then I'm gonna go in with some powder. This is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm gonna take it on the point of that sponge and put a little bit right under here, that's the very tippy top of my ear, and just bringing that right over here. Now I'm not baking the skin today. You can go ahead and bake. This would be the time to do so. I don't really love doing that all that often. I think it makes my skin look pretty dry. Doing the powder right here is going to give the illusion that it's extra contoured, I guess. So it's more of a definition and more of a sculpted effect. So you don't really have to do much more with contouring except bronzing at the very end. So I'm going to leave this on for just a second, set everywhere else like I normally would. Keep in mind, you don't have to use these products. I mentioned that in like all of my tutorials, but the products I'm using today are not the ones that only work for this. You definitely can use other ones. There's so many dupes out there and so many other great products that work just about the same. I really am stressing to you to use cream products over just powder products because you get more of a natural result, especially for beginners. I find it being so easy and I wish I would have done that from the start. Cream products to me are like awesome. They just play really nice and they look really good and natural on the skin. So that's why I always recommend them. But especially for summer, no one really wants to have a heavy feeling. And I think that you get the best result and feeling with a cream bronzer. I'm just gonna take a brush and blend this out. Now blending it out, I will be blending it down from that line. We don't wanna go upwards because we wanna keep that definition there. So I'm gonna keep it in here and blend it into this area of the face. Next, I'm gonna go in with a powder product. Now this is going to be awesome to go ahead and further set that contour that we put down with the cream product, but it's also gonna give a little bit of additional color. Using this Laura Mercier Soleil 1 bronzer. This is a matte bronzing powder. I love this product. It's so soft and buttery. It smells amazing also, but it's like the perfect shade to go ahead and like set, but also give a little bit more color. So I'm gonna be using the end of the brush to kind of keep it in the area we did before with the cream product and just kind of stamp on top of that towards the back, and that just amps it up a little bit more. I also noticed by holding the brush more on this kind of angle as opposed to this will help uplift the face even more when applying it like this. Once I've done that, I'm gonna go in with a quick highlight. I don't wanna add too much highlighter, especially in this video, was mainly to show you the purpose of contouring. Bridge of the nose very lightly will also help slender that out a little bit. And the brow bone. Another one of my favorite matte bronzers that you guys probably already know is my all-time favorite for years now is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I believe they're packaged different now, but this is my go-to. This is in the shade Medium Deep with this brush right towards the back. I'm gonna have all these products listed below if you wanted to check them out. Hope you guys did enjoy it. I know it's very similar to probably a lot of people's, but I did wanna go ahead and create this for you since I haven't done an updated one or just talked about just contour strictly in a very long time. So I hope you guys did like this video. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you guys are not already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Mwah.